I told you that the secret to scaling your Facebook ads isn't about spending more money. It's about targeting the right people from the start. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact audiences you should target to maximize your ROI on Meta. Sweet, so let's jump right into it. So there's 3 audiences in general that I like to target when I'm launching campaigns. So number 1, it's going to be our broad audience. Number 2, it's going to be our lookalikes. And let's just say 1% to 7%. And number 3, it's going to be our interest-based targeting. But stay with me now because this is just the beginning. So with broad, lookalikes, and interest, we can go even deeper than this. So for example, even with broad, you can still go more narrow. And in general, one strategy I like to do is start broad and then go narrow. And what I mean about that is when you launch a broad campaign, and one thing about broad campaigns, interestingly enough, especially now with Meta's AI algorithm with their ads, is that I've noticed that the broad campaign actually tend to perform pretty well in general. Now, before it wasn't like that, but now the broad campaigns in general, I found that they work really well. But one thing you could do, let's just say you go super broad, right, is that from the broad, you can analyze the data and you can look at things like placements. You can look at things like age, the locations, you can look at devices, and you can do this by using the breakdown option in the ads manager. And then you can start narrowing down the audience from there once you start seeing what performs the best, right? So that's how you can start broad and then narrow down. And then not only that is when you think about these different audiences, we can go even deeper and take it another level, right? And this is going to be super helpful. Right now you're stuck and you can't figure out how to bring the cost per lead down or how to scale your campaigns, or you don't know what else to test. I'm going to give you a ton of new ideas. So check this out. So in general, Meta pushes Advantage Plus. So even when you launch these campaigns, you could do a broad with Advantage Plus. You could do a broad without it. Lookalike with Advantage Plus and a lookalike without, right? Not only that, you can also do placements. You could try Advantage Plus placements. You could try not using Advantage Plus placements. In general, I like to do manual placements. And then once you go broad and you look at your placements, and you're going to see some patterns that there tends to be better results from a specific set of placements, right? And you'll see that once you run these. In general, I like to do Instagram Reels, Stories, Facebook, Reels, Facebook Stories, feeds occasionally, but there's a lot of those that I end up turning off. So even when we think of lookalikes, there's different types of lookalikes. And I'm using the word lookalike, and someone watching this might be like, how do I do a lookalike? Well, you can get a list of past purchases for a lookalike, right? And then a 1% means it's very similar. A 7 is that it's broader, right? But not only that, you can get even more specific. So past purchases, what about past purchases with people who spent $100K at your store, right? They spent $100K spent. Or what if you ask your clients a specific set of qualifying questions on the form, and let's just say how much revenue they make a year, and you create a lookalike list of all the people that make over $1 million a year in revenue, and then you do a lookalike of that because that's your ideal target audience, people that make $1 million a year. So then you can get even more specific when you set up your lookalikes. And then interest, you can do single interest, and then you can even do stacked interest. So for example, maybe here we just want to, target people who are frequent online buyers. But here we're going to do frequent online buyers who also like chocolate and who are also into cars and etc. Like whatever audience that is, but you can stack these interests, right? Or you can just try doing single. So there's a lot of different variations. And one thing that's super crucial is just testing more. I know there's people online who they want to do a CBO. They want to do dynamic creatives, they want to do Advantage Plus placements, and they want to kick back, let Meta take over the wheel, and they could just sit back at the beach and just hang out. But from my own experience is this doesn't tend to work out long term, and you really do need to think about things through, look at the data, test a lot more audiences, test more creatives, and that is going to help you get the best result and actually scale ads properly, right? But there is other strategies you can do with CBOs. I think think there's a time and a place for it, but especially when we really want to get into testing, I like having more control and setting it up this way, and I found that it works the best. And then from here, there's other things we can do, like we can do retargeting, and this could be website visitors, IG engagement, Facebook engagement, lead form opens but not submits. So we can even do some retargeting. But in general, I would say broad tends to perform pretty well, for me at least right now. Lookalikes, I think they're undervalued and should be used more. And then there's tons and tons of different interests that you can target on Meta. So I hope that was super helpful, especially if you feel like you're stuck and don't know how to properly set up a campaign to test, or if you're just stuck and don't have any new ideas on what else to test. There's tons and tons of things you could test. And other things just to note, make sure you test headlines, make sure you test ad copy, placements, etc. You can test so much. So that was how to properly launch campaigns with different audiences and find a winning combination. So if you like more videos like this on Facebook ads tips, make sure to click the link below, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next one.